plus you got school for $9 a month.
Easy mode, baby.
We're recording.
We are recording.
We don't get a preview today. We're just going to have to have a little faith that this program is going to work.
Gotta have
We're not
faith.
going live, though.
Okay. We can do whatever we want.
Jeremy is writing me a check. Welcome back to the Investor Shed podcast. My name is Nick Beveridge. Here next to Jeremy, check writing kitchen.
Check writing kitchen in the flesh. I'm not writing you a check, by the way. I'm writing your company a check.
Yeah, and I don't own that company. I'm a manager in that
You're the
company.
manager. Who owns the company? Is it your trust?
Eventually.
Okay. So
Yes,
who
my
owns it right
trust-
now?
Nick Estates LLC. I'm the manager. The trust owns it. I'm just a trustee.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I own it.
I'm not writing a check to you then. This is great. This is the funnel.
And you're not writing it from you personally, right?
Nope. This is from my trust, my retirement plan trust.
Right. So we're just playing managers here.
We're just managers. That's all
We're
we
just
are.
managing stuff.
Look, I'm managing this check. Here you go.
Oh, thank
That's
you.
for you.
I'll take it on behalf of the company.
Because you're the manager.
I'm just the manager. Thank
Got
you
it.
very much for the money. We'll get you some back, maybe with a little bonus on it.
Well, there better be a bonus on it. That's part of the agreement. Right.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're good.
You guys, this is an investor channel, and you just witnessed an investment being made by the man, Jeremy Kitchen.
It's that easy. You just write the man a check when he needs money, and
some entity takes it.
and some entity grabs a hold of it, and they absorb it.
And that
then
entity makes, empty promises here and there, but it's backed up by law.
it is
And
governing
that's
law.
a contract.
Yeah.
We had contracts behind this.
We did.
paper.
Yeah, that was not the full exchange. That was the final piece of the puzzle.
Anyway, how's it going today, Jeremy?
Doing so good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. It is Friday.
It is
Probably not when you're listening to this. There's 1 in 7 chance that it might be Friday.
1 in 7. Yeah, roughly a
For those
15%
audiences.
chance that you are listening to this on a Friday.
We're not going live today. We didn't feel like it.
We don't have that obligation to you.
We're not going live because this episode might be too shocking to actually just put it out there live. Like, we need to prep people for it.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
I hear you.
Like, if we just went live on X and Facebook, people's heads would explode if they weren't like given the proper antidote of like, hey, warning,
Yeah.
there's the industry may be changing.
Right. It's like that that disclaimer that comes up like this episode could give you seizures. They put that there because they know damn well like we're going to be delivering some high quality bright strobing lights today.
Oh yeah, those lights are good.
Yeah.
The light technology is amazing these days,
It really
but it's not giving you the proper electrolytes that your body needs.
Mm.
Like these LEDs, you're just not getting it.
Really?
From, like incandescent bulbs, that's the light your body needs, or the sun.
Is that what Andrew Huberman says? Or the sun?
Oh, of course, that's what Andrew Huberman says.
So don't hang out in fluorescent lights, but go sit in some sunshine and touch some grass. I love it.
Yeah.
But let's get down to the nitty gritty of this thing, Nick.
I guess we should.
We're talking about Terminators again.
We're talking about AI again, guys, and you may be sick of this, and you have every right to be sick of it. I'm sick of talking about it, but it's just too big not to talk about.
Are you sick of it?
Here and there? Yeah, I get annoyed by it. Like it seems like it's just it runs our lives these days.
I feel like it's the future, and to not talk about it is to be ignorant of the fact of its potential
That's true.
and its impact.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that we can't be annoyed by it. But we do have to play by its rules because it will dominate everything.
I don't know. I'm
Just
not.
about.
I'm not annoyed by it. Like I love using it. I love utilizing it. I utilized it yesterday on a Ginger Snap Media post.
Right on.
Right.
What'd you do?
I don't know if you saw my post, but I got a very good reaction because I had ChatGPT write it for me.
Yeah.
I wrote, and I stand by my performance, a post about delivering photos by 11 a.m. guaranteed next
Right
business day because my wife is a transaction coordinator, and she's like, it's so annoying when these photographers get me photos at 4:30 p.m.
Right.
And I'm just
Because
like,
it's the next day.
I have the solution.
A guarantee.
It's something I've been doing. I've been doing anyway, but I put it out there like, hey, you get your photos by 11 a.m. Like you're going to get them by 9 a.m. most times.
You're going to over deliver.
I'm going to over deliver. But like now people know that there's a number and a time of a definite when I can receive my photos.
Man, that's good. That's good.
Mhm.
So what kind of reactions did you get?
Boners everywhere.
Everyone just throwing them.
What? By 11? No, it got a lot of likes, a lot of comments. It's gotten really good interaction so far since I posted it yesterday. But I had ChatGPT write a thing for me. I gave it basically an outline of what I wanted.
Yeah.
I'm like, look, I want to post saying like how I respect agents' times, and I want you to be able to work on a business day as well as me, right? So in order for that to happen, like I need to get my stuff out earlier than anybody else.
Yep.
And I just said, ChatGPT, make me something that's fun and professional.
Okay.
Based off this little construct, and it made a good sounding.
So what do you have to do differently to deliver on that promise?
Nothing.
Okay. What do you do currently to deliver on that promise?
Okay, perfect. What I do is I make sure all my systems are in check the night before. So like I make sure when I get home from my photos, I'm delivering them to my editors right away.
Oh, yeah.
I find
because they work throughout the night.
They work throughout the night. There's plenty of editors on my platform. A lot of them promise a 24-hour turnaround.
Yeah.
I specifically work with ones that promise me a 12-hour turnaround.
Okay.
So like I pay.
So you basically have till 11 p.m. to get your stuff in, or maybe you need a little more time.
I need a little more time because what happens
you need to
is
you need to get your stuff in by what time to make that promise?
I usually get my stuff in by 8 p.m.
Okay.
And it's usually a little earlier than that. And the promise I made was just for photos, not for videos.
Okay.
It's like, hey, here's enough to get you live. We'll get everything else when we can, of course. But I typically deliver my photos to the editors by around 7 or 8 p.m., which means if I wake up at like 5 to 6, all my stuff is usually done.
Uh-huh.
And then I start downloading and importing before I go back on my next day's shoot.
It sounds like you're working like 14-hour days.
What? You're not wrong.
So you get up and work. So, okay. So the secret is you work your ass off and you do what you say you're going to do.
Bingo.
Interesting concept.
Mm-hmm.
No wonder you're making 6 figures halfway through the year.
Yeah. Thank you.
Selling photos.
Selling
That's awesome.
Selling photos. Selling rights to photos.
Selling rights to photos, digital content.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome, man.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations.
Thanks. No, anyway, that's the plan.
No small feat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I said, this thing was something I was doing anyway.
Yep.
But I'm hearing from the community that other photographers aren't delivering on a good promise on timely manner.
Yeah.
So why don't I just like guarantee it? Like I'll guarantee it. If you don't receive your photos by 11 a.m. next day, I'll give you your money back on the photos.
Can I make a recommendation on a future post?
Yeah.
Let people know about that 3D tour and that it includes a floor plan for only $50.
Yeah, I do.
That's a pretty good value.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just don't know if people see it enough. I would do it again and again because I haven't seen that post yet, even if you've done it.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that other people haven't seen that either.
Yeah.
Because I try to pay attention to your stuff.
Thank you. I appreciate it. There's a pipeline for that coming down the road, actually, believe it or not.
Okay.
So with and I think we've talked about this. We'll get into AI here in a minute. We're diverting like we typically do.
This is part of the show.
This is part of the show. I have a free, so I'm giving out all my free photos of parks, landscapes, reels, and all that stuff. With that, once you sign up for the text message, it's going to text you instantly and say, hey, book within 2 weeks and you get a free 360 tour.
Okay.
Anyway, like I'm going to start pushing that.
Nice.
Yeah. So like it's like you funnel them and then you get them into the thing. You make a time-based decision. Hey, book with me in 2 weeks for your free 360 tour or 5 free drone photos.
How much time does that 360 tour take out of your schedule in a day?
Out of my day, it probably takes 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Okay. Something you can offer free and absorb that cost.
Yep.
Especially if you're getting new orders.
Right.
That's awesome.
And this is there's a method behind the madness, of course, because you give them something for free. They are opt
and a deadline.
Yeah. And they are more apt to order more things with that.
Of course.
Scientifically saying, like, if you give someone something for free, they will reciprocate.
Yeah.
Right. So maybe they'll order drones or a video. Right. So like
they've got the budget. That was free, so I could, but I still want to spend the money I have.
Yep.
Yeah. That's a psychological thing.
It's that perceived value, which is really cool. So anyway, that's in the pipeline. But the 360 tours, they are definitely a highly valuable, sought after thing right now. I think the Dakota one got a few thousand views already.
Yeah. We're going to have to redo that one.
Okay.
Soon.
That's okay.
We just got fresh concrete in the shop yesterday.
Cool.
I'm going to go check that out. And then got a new couch in there. That living room looks way better.
Nice.
With a bigger couch and a lamp in the corner.
Cool.
Amazing the difference. I'll show you later when we're done here. Yeah. But just a before and after photo of like a tiny little love seat against the wall with a bunch of empty space versus like a larger couch and a lamp in the corner. It just makes the room look way different.
Awesome.
Which is cool. Anyway. So AI. Something's been bothering me this year. And I feel I don't know if anybody else out there feels this way, but I feel slightly confused about my decision making going forward in the future because I felt so confident for the last 20 years.
Sure.
Since, my whole adult life. It's been 20 years now. That I will absolutely 100% be secure if I buy rental properties and hold them as rentals long term with debt, because rents will go up.
Right.
Your payments will stay the same. And your retirement will be these paid off homes one day. And for the most part, that's true. But it seems like every inch of progress we make with AI, that dream is starting to look slightly less certain.
Interesting.
And it all has to do with supply and demand.
Okay.
Right now, it may look the darkest for young people out there about ever owning a home one day.
Yeah.
Like everything's just so expensive, so ridiculously expensive. And the people that already have properties, they're just set for life. I don't think that's going to be true long term.
Okay.
I think real estate will eventually become and let me rephrase that, houses, not necessarily real estate.
Right.
Houses, I think in 15 to 20 years, with the advancement of AI robotics, will bring the costs down significantly building structures on property. So while the real estate may hold its value, the real property, the land, actual structures and living situations may radically change, and people's expectations, where things are becoming so much cheaper to build. All of a sudden, you have all this new housing to compete with.
Sure.
Because things can be built quickly by robots.
Yeah.
At a much higher quality, faster timing.
Yeah, I was going to say not even quickly, but just like the quality, I think, is going to be like.
And it's not just
so
the structures,
precise,
but it's also the ingredients of the structures. The walls, the wire, like putting together all these materials, the cost of that stuff coming down because you have robots that are building the materials too,
right?
Or farming mining the sources.
Right.
So just, I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but like it should bring the cost of everything down, assuming that we have unlimited resources, with the exception of the land.
Sure.
But we have unlimited building resources.
Right.
And then if regulations loosen up where you can build multiple structures on properties or annex in, cities continue to annex in raw land out there. Even if you just have, out in the county somewhere, a random big patch of land that people can live at. Yeah. And these robots just build a whole community, basically. And that's self-supporting, because as solar technology gets better and more efficient, there may be no need for an actual power company to supply power to these villages in the future, where you can just have a random patch of, you can go buy 100 acres out in the boonies for $30,000. Yeah. And that could be a city one day, maybe not 100 acres, but a couple hundred, maybe 1,000 acres. And AI robots could build this self-sustaining city that doesn't need the permission to plug in to a certain existing entity, right? With water and sewer and all that stuff. All that stuff could be built on site, and the power can be supplied through batteries and solar and other means in the future that AI will bring. So that's where my mind's going, and knowing that we're only a few years away from robots, and about 10 years away from like really good robots,
right from version 3.
And probably 15 years away from all of a sudden 5 years of, hey, we have 5 years for them to just start building anything we can think of, including houses. So that year 15 through 20 potentially could be super destructive for people that think they have it safe with these rental houses. Yeah. Because all of a sudden they're competing with fresh stuff built quicker, faster, cheaper. All of a sudden their rents may have to start dropping rents to compete. may have to start just renovating, may have to tear down their rentals and build fresh because they got robots too, but now they have to buy materials and just extra expenses. And, you think you're safe because in general, like the real estate appreciates, the tenants are paying your rent down, and your expenses should essentially stay the same with the exception of taxes and insurance and stuff. And we're starting to see taxes and insurance explode and go up.
Right.
You don't have much control of that, even if your interest rate's fixed and all that. So I'm just starting to think, man, I think I'm safe for now, but I should really start diversifying a little bit.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And not have all my eggs in these rental baskets that could potentially have to go back to the drawing board.
Sure.
And so with doing some AI research, like how to prepare for that, maybe focus on buying some acreage, maybe farm certain things that aren't being farmed regularly in this area.
You played Farmville, you know how it works.
Yeah. And there's got to be you got to think of other sources of how can you produce resources of value. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
So I feel like lately my mind shift is starting to be extra paranoid.
Sure.
And I thought I was just a conspiracy nut until I talked to Brandon Turner.
Oh, you did?
About it, and he had the exact same fears.
Yeah.
And they were even more exponential than mine.
Right.
Which he just thought the real estate game's going to be done in 20 years and we're just over with those exact same suspicions. You know what I mean?
I could see that as well. Like, honestly, like, first of all, I very much don't know what the future holds, but I think we are on the cusp of a revolution here. Not like a violent one or anything, but like
it's a slow.
Yeah, but I think we're on the precipice of something that's just going to be world changing, and one of two things is going to happen. Again, I don't know the outcome. You say prices could go down, and I agree with that. Prices could also go up depending on who owns these robots and who is supplying and demanding them, right? Because if they can control that funnel and they can control that supply, whoever these like 5 companies are that do the X buildings or whatever, that they're going to be very wealthy.
Have you seen the new Aliens franchise?
No.
They talk about the 5 companies that own everything and take over the world pretty much.
And that's the kind of the concept. Your big hitters are going to continue hitting big, of course.
Yeah. The prices, I think, will be, 20 years from now, still larger than they are today.
Sure, yes.
But I think inflation will cause a lot of that. But nominal value, I think, might start seeming insignificant. Just like TVs. When we were kids, televisions cost more than they do today. And they're way better today.
Yeah.
But even though prices have gone up, TVs have come down in value. And I feel like that could absolutely happen to real estate structures.
Sure.
Not necessarily the land. So I think there's still a lot, like we can still have control, if we can have control over the land in good areas, but all of a sudden we're going to have, you fly over the country, a lot of land.
It's like 99% vacant.
And these days, if everybody's going to be out of a job, maybe they don't need to be near big cities.
Yeah.
And if Amazon can drone their packages wherever in the country and just drop shit off, I feel like people might scatter out into the country and start filling up these big plots of land, and everyone's going to have a mansion someday. This is my theory, my guess. I feel like the future is going to be so good 20, 30 years from now, it'll feel scary getting there.
Sure.
But people in general, I feel like the entitlement is going to go through the roof, and people are going to still feel like they're oppressed while they're sitting in their mansions complaining that they don't have jets either.
Right.
Like, or that they don't have a spaceship like these billionaires or the trillionaires.
Sure.
And there's still going to be an incredible amount of victimhood out there, even though people are going to be living insanely better 20 years, 30 years from now than they are even today.
Yeah.
I feel like we're going to have this, it's just my theory. Hopefully it doesn't go this way, but I feel like we're on the track for everybody to just be like mentally self-destructive.
We're pretty
where they
much
just
right.
have no purpose in life. A lot of people struggle to find purpose when they're just handed everything.
Yeah. Now, I think, like, again, like...
Hey, quick commercial break here. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. I really do appreciate it. If you want to give back, let me help you buy a house, or I can help you sell a house. It's the only way I make money when I'm not investing in real estate. I don't make money on this podcast or the events I do, but I do make money only when I help people buy and sell houses. So if you're looking for your next investment and you're here in North Idaho, I want to help you personally. If you are not in North Idaho, I can still help you out. I have a vast network of referral partners all across the country, and I can find the right real estate investor savvy agent for you so you don't have to. It doesn't cost you a thing. Thank you for your support. Back to the show.
However this plays out, it could go a couple different ways. You mentioned earlier that like taxes and insurance are a big thing. Like, I imagine like if robots built their own community, and hear me out, let me get to the end of this.
Sure.
And robots handled the insurance claims, and robots handled the reconstruction of houses, I bet your insurance claims would go down.
Right, because only if they're competing.
Right.
And this is where capitalism could save us. As long as there's always competing bodies for these communities or these future villages, because they want to keep their prices down to still attract others. I mean, that's what people do on Amazon. You go try to find any trinket at all, and there's 1,000 companies that offer it, and the ones that has the best product at the best price wins.
Yep.
And I feel like that's going to happen with housing.
Sure.
It hasn't been that way because it's very difficult to build housing because you need a lot of physical human labor.
Right. And I mean, like, we have a lot of homeless in this country, of course. I don't know if that's like the issue here, but like, I imagine that somebody makes it doesn't have to be mansions or big houses or anything, but like, what if you just made like communities that were able to thrive with people that were self-sufficient?
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is like, take these people who don't have jobs or don't have a future or anything, and you give them a community and you give them a job. Say, you need to be farming carrots, you need to be doing this, you need to be overseeing this. Like, it's almost self-sustaining at that point.
Yeah, and I feel like we've had those the virtual experiences of such, where you can go buy whatever you want and live whatever you want, have whatever car you want in Grand Theft Auto 5 online.
Yeah.
And what do people end up doing? They just murder each other. They spend their days just killing.
People go find my car and they put sticky bombs on it.
And trolling.
Yeah.
Maybe that's our future.
Maybe it is.
Everyone has whatever they want, so they just go out and it's the Purge movies. Yeah. That's all it is. Who knows?
Yeah, like, I was like, that wouldn't be every community, of course, but like, that is something that could happen. But also, like, again, I do think it's a lot of this supply and demand that you're talking about, where if it's used correctly and used for good, I think it's going to be a good thing. But if you have these three companies that are competing, they're going to compete with each other, but they also are going to be in collusion with each other.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, there's not going to be all kinds of conflicts of interest like there always have been.
Right.
I think there's always, I feel like in general, things have never really changed.
Right.
In societies.
It's like those gas stations when you see three on a different corner, right?
Yeah.
One of them has gas for $3.19 a gallon. One else has gas for $3.21. One's $3.25. Right? People are going to go to that $3.19.
Yeah. But if
also,
there was just one gas station, it could be priced at whatever they want.
Right. But here's the thing, though. Again, these people all work together, because what happens if $3.19 or the $3.25 decides to go down to $3.17? Now you're
that's
making
where the monopoly laws save us.
Sure.
Antitrust laws. So they cannot be in cahoots with each other, or else that's fraud.
Sure.
So
there's a lot more fraud than you think, by the way.
Sure, but it's already like that kind of instance that you just recommended. That could be prosecuted, and people do have to watch out for doing.
That happened in sports the other day.
Oh, really?
So there's an athlete for the Los Angeles Clippers named Kawhi Leonard. He's paid a salary, of course, and the team has a salary cap. And the team, this is what they're investigating right now, is they paid him $28 million through a charity.
Yeah.
That is now defunct and is not in business anymore. So they paid him outside to keep their salary in the system, if that makes sense. So they got in trouble, basically. It's all coming to light, where you went around the rules saying like, oh, you can only have X amount of salary per team.
Yeah.
And you paid somebody $28 million off the charts, basically.
Okay.
Anyway, like that's all coming to light now. So like, yeah, I think a lot more fraud happens in a lot more businesses than you think.
The LA Clippers is still a thing?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Pretty decent.
I don't know.
Anyway, that's just like one example of that, right? Like you can do business outside of business.
Yeah.
And who, like, somebody's going to prosecute it, of course, but it's just a matter of if and when.
Yeah. So what I'm referring to is like the antitrust, when you have people in the same industry, business owners in the same industry.
Yeah.
If they get together and do price fixing, which is like what you were alluding to with the 3 gas stations on the corner.
Yeah.
So what the country wants, what the government wants is competition.
Yeah.
You know, you compete to get your clients. But if you all are meeting every Thursday to decide what you're going to be priced at, if that's ever found out, they could be prosecuted for fraud, for antitrust, monopoly.
Gotcha.
Or sorry, antitrust laws.
Sure.
Maybe monopoly has nothing to do with it. Sorry, I think it's antitrust.
Sure.
But that's what the real estate agents industry got sued over, was this antitrust bill, because they determined that all these brokerages were all getting together and agreeing that we're going to charge everybody 6%.
Sure.
And they made the public believe that commissions are not negotiable. And that's why now all of a sudden we cannot have commissions in the MLS to, here's what we pay.
Sure.
It's kind of a weird thing because it actually did the opposite of what you would think. They're trying to protect buyers or whatever, and sellers from all these greedy brokers trying to charge the exact same and colluding with each other to charge 6%.
Sure.
It's always been negotiable. There's a lot of brokers out there that charge, the funny thing is, like, Keller Williams was one of the big agencies that were involved in this, and I was with Keller Williams at the time.
Yeah.
I was with Keller Williams for 14 years, and never once do I ever remember a training or anybody ever telling me that we have to charge 3% or 6% or anything. It's always been, you charge whatever, it's your business. You charge whatever you want. Yeah. It makes no difference to them.
Yeah.
They're a franchise. Right. And they understand that, the commissions in general, a lot of people charge 6%.
Right.
Because it seems like it's a fair thing in the industry to get paid about that. 10% is probably quite a bit, unless it's land.
Right.
6% seems to be a happy medium, because then you can pay both brokerages 3%. And then that 3% is split between the broker and the buyer's agents and whatever. And it just seemed to be kind of a perfect number that worked, but there was never any colluding.
Sure.
That this is what we do.
Right. But this is industry standard. You have to do this type of thing.
But they took a settlement anyway. All the National Association of Realtors and all these big brokerages, just to stop getting sued. Yeah. And they paid out like $1 billion altogether, which the funny thing was it all just went to lawyers.
Right.
Like most of
lawyer
it.
Fees.
So it was just a big money grab, but it changed the industry.
And that's true. Honestly, so they settled, they have their insurances for these type of things. So it's not like it came out of their pocket. Yeah. But still, with these settlements, it's easier to settle in most cases, I think, as you're aware, than rather than see court through the entirety. But
sure. Yeah.
That's not really the case here, but
the fact that they settled and then changed, that they decided as hey, this is what we're going to do to protect buyers, and it did the exact opposite. Yeah. Before, when you showed properties and you printed off, all these properties, it would tell you if this property pays 3% or 2% or 2.5% or whatever. Yeah. And it tells you that just so that you are guaranteed you're going to get paid something. If you're showing the property, it's a bounty. Right. This is what this property will pay. Okay. Yeah. So you don't even have to think. The great thing about that, and with buyers, is that your agent doesn't have to bring it up at all or care. They'll just show you whatever property you want to see. Yeah. But now we don't know if we're getting paid on anything. So every property you want to go see, we have to find out in advance. Hey, you're paying a broker's commission. How much is it? So now it's a conflict of interest almost.
Sure. Okay.
So
You have to do that on every time?
Yeah.
Wow.
You essentially, I don't, but you should if you want. You shouldn't go show a bunch of properties because a seller could decide with their agent, yeah, we're just not going to pay a broker's commission to a buyer.
Yeah.
And
so none of that's disclosed anymore.
You can't.
Gotcha.
So in the MLS, you cannot say anything about commissions. They just say you have to find out in a roundabout way.
Mm-hmm.
The whole point of the MLS too, when I signed up with the MLS, I remember 14 years ago.
Yeah.
They even told us though, obviously it's a data entry, but the big thing about it, they admit it was funny towards the end of the class. The whole reason for the MLS is to guarantee you guys get paid.
Sure.
So now what's the point of the MLS? Because there's all these other platforms that you can post your properties to these days.
Redfin, Zillow, it's all there.
But the whole point was to hey, it's shared inventory amongst brokers, so you don't have to worry about getting paid or not.
Yeah.
Interesting, but that's part of in the future, something that should be considered for people competing.
Sure.
There shouldn't be any price fixing going on. It's going to be competition.
Right.
That's how this country is supposed to run.
Right.
Yeah.
May the best man win.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Okay. So going back to your point, though, obviously with AI and robots and where you see things going, you were thinking of getting into farming. Is that what you said?
Oh, yeah. I was just doing some quick research before you got here and just wondering, is there any other way, instead of just, the only way I know how to juice any money out of a property is renting it out.
Right.
But I've got this 20 acres that I'm going to have a cabin on. And I was just curious, is there anything I asked Grok? I'm like, hey, is there anything in North Idaho that's just easy to grow, that's very overlooked and profitable?
Asbestos?
It was garlic is what it came up with.
Wow.
And kind of taught me about that.
Cool.
So interesting.
Do you think you're going to try it? Do you think you might
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
It depends on how complicated it actually is.
Right.
But
you don't need to start with a whole 2 acres. Start with a little farm bed. See, is that easy to grow?
But it predicted, with 1 acre, if it's fully farmed 1 acre, you can make, 80 to 250 grand a year.
Damn. Okay.
Farming garlic in North Idaho.
Yeah.
I'll have to look more into that.
Yeah,
that sounds interesting.
That feels like a lot of money.
I've got 20 acres. We're going to be cutting some trees down.
Right. And that number sounds high, but
yeah,
I could know. Because we were talking before the show, I'm like, how much is actually a bulb of garlic? How much? It's $1.
Yeah.
Right.
But how much of these bulbs can you grow on a 20 acre property?
Right. That's true.
Like $80 worth.
At least.
No, probably a lot.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's kind of what this show is about too. It's about how to utilize how can we use AI to figure out other ways to make money in the meantime. And some ideas that I kind of had and that it agrees with is if you can focus on your future investments, the rentals that you're going to hold on to, the more land it has, probably the better.
Yeah.
Because when building costs come down drastically someday, it's going to be easier to expand on land that you already own instead of trying to buy something that I feel like land will become more scarce as time goes on.
Sure.
Right now, there's still an abundance of land out there.
Yeah.
In the United States.
There is.
But to be, within a couple hours from this area,
sure,
might be a good idea to snag a big chunk of land as part of your diverse. It might be safer than silver or gold.
Sure,
you know,
depending
what I mean?
on how it's utilized for sure, and if it's actually farmable or
right.
I mean, you got to double check.
What do you
that
think
stuff,
about that?
I think that's not a bad call.
You have any farmers in your family?
I don't think we have farmers. We have a tree service in our family. No farmers though.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look into that. Should be fun.
Yeah. There's a lot of farmland out by Sam's parents' property. Of course, it's all farmland out there.
Yeah.
And they seem to do pretty well with it. But it's definitely, it's not on a hill. It's flat farmland.
Right, flat land.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is that how your St. Mary's property is?
It's sloping land. And it's it's very diverse.
Okay.
I'm not sure about the soil. I might have to bring a bunch of topsoil in if I'm going to be doing farming, because I think it's kind of a bunch of clay.
Yeah.
Clay soil.
Gotcha.
So I'll have to look more into it, but it's there's a lot of open spots, and it's mostly wooded though.
Sure. And like with that, like obviously if you were going to businessify farming, you need a lot of things. Like, yes, you can make 80 to 200,000 per year is what it's saying. You also need like high fences, security cameras, staff, equipment, tractors. Like you have to take these costs into consideration as well.
Right. But if you have in the future, your staff could be your robots.
That you're not wrong.
Yeah. But that's what I'm trying to look at.
I wouldn't plan on that. Like plan on what the property can be used for at this moment. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Don't like build a farm and be like, someday robots will hold.
What I'm trying to suggest is plan for both.
Yes, I agree. Plan for one, but also plan for the future. I think that's a really good idea.
And can you find properties that will work in both?
Yeah.
If you're just buying fourplexes in shitty neighborhoods, that are 100 years old, may not do too well in 20 years compared to the competition that might be out there.
Yeah, you're right.
That's what I would use caution. Not to say that I think I have one of those. You know,
sure, you do.
Like in the, it's by the freeway. It cash flow is amazing. It's a fourplex.
Yeah.
It's not 100 years old. It's been renovated. It's okay.
Yeah.
But
Frankenstein fourplex.
Yeah. But I don't know if I can rely on that forever.
Yeah.
Knowing that there could be a way better product out there that tenants might prefer over this.
Yeah.
In the future.
I think it's going to take a while to get to that point.
That's why I'm talking 20 years out.
Right.
But 20 years, now that I'm 38
have your plans
and
now.
You're 38, I feel like 20 years is just around the corner.
It feels like it goes pretty quick.
You know what I mean? The last 10 years flew by.
Yep.
The first 10 years were very slow.
Sure.
The second 10 years went by pretty quick, but it feels like the last, quarter of my life.
Yeah.
This last 10 years has been just blink of an eye, fast. So imagine a couple more blinks and we'll be in 2040.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So what do we do? I'm just saying, I don't think we should be too certain about what we have.
And I agree with you. Like,
we should constantly look at growing and constantly adapt to new technologies that are coming out.
Right.
Because I think it will have an effect on real estate.
Yeah.
Which it hasn't for a long time.
Right.
But I think it will now.
It will be like the next few years, like you're saying, or the next 15, 20 years are going to be very interesting. And I do think it's important to keep an eye on it for sure. And have a plan, like you're saying, because what right now works may not work in the future. And that's like what you said as well. Just, I think there's a change coming.
Yeah.
I don't know
what. Well, we know it's going to change.
Yeah.
Everything always changes.
Right.
It's just like, can we get ahead of it before it's too late, before things are too expensive?
Yeah. And I think
there's always going to be opportunity.
There will always be opportunity, but once this, like, and we've talked about this analogy before too, but like the hockey stick growth happens, like we're kind of hitting that apex, you better get on that train at that apex.
Yeah. So
you know what I mean? Because like whoever's going to be buying up this land and whoever's going to be buying up these robots and these companies and doing these things, it's going to happen fast if it hasn't happened already.
Yeah. You know what might be a good place to look for this kind of stuff? Out near Worley.
Okay. There's
like
good farmland out there.
Just before you get to the like heading out towards Worley, but before you hit that in the Indian reservation area.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of nice, beautiful rolling hills.
Some like right after
there.
Worley too, like in between Worley and like St. Mary's, basically.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
That's like the Plummer area.
Yeah, Plummer area. There's a lot out there too.
Sure, that's a little bit further away from Costco. I'm trying to stay close to Costco. Well,
if robots can build this, they can build a Costco, man. I don't know.
Yeah, Amazon will just drop off whatever you need.
Yeah,
here's your piano. It's falling from the drone.
I love it. Just order a grand piano by drones.
They'll bring it a little. We'll drop it off at 10 feet.
Nice.
One day it'll happen.
Yeah.
Mark my words.
I'm excited for that. I just want to order like stupid shit from Amazon, like one apple.
Yeah. That would be Amazon's new slogan.
Mm-hmm.
Here's your piano.
Here's your piano.
bombs away.
Here's your piano. It's free with Prime shipping.
Free shipping on pianos. Count me in.
Free shipping on pianos, and you can watch The Boys whenever you want. What more do you want?
You think they'll just keep going with The Boys?
No.
Yeah, I feel like they're gonna wrap it up here in the next season or two, which is gonna be a big shame.
Homelander dies.
He better not. He's invincible.
Well, you should.
What do you mean he dies? Is there a comic book or
yes,
something?
This is based off a comic book.
Oh, dang it!
Why are you mad that he dies? He's a tyrant.
Who kills him?
I don't know. Oh, it's Black Noir.
Black Noir. Mm-hmm. I thought he was dead. I thought he killed Black Noir.
Well, you're wrong.
He comes back?
I don't know. I just read a thing. It popped up and it's like how Homelander dies in the comics. And I'm like, okay.
Okay. He kills Black Noir. And there's a new Black Noir in the next season. Mm-hmm. Are you caught up?
No.
Dang it, Jeremy. We gotta go.
Season 1 and 2, and I watched Generation V or whatever.
That was okay. Yeah. What else you got to say about AI before we get going?
I love it, man. Like if you're not using it, like again, just try it out. Just see how it can help you. Like ask it easy questions. The other day I was working with the Hormozy AI, and I'm hitting myself. Like I'm running around in circles because I'm trying to do 50 things at once.
Yeah.
Here's all the things I'm doing. Can you help me get this into a cohesive list that I should start at the beginning?
I'm proud of you for asking a question like that.
Yeah. Like you have to ask it these questions, not just like, help me do business.
Help me. I don't know.
Yeah. Here's what I'm at. Here's my concern. Can you help me make a list? If so, what do you need from me? And I try to be as clear as I can. That way it gives me the clearest results.
Now, be honest. How helpful was it?
Very helpful.
Do you remember what it recommended?
Yeah. It said just start with your landing pages, like forget everything else. It constantly gives me this saying,
focus on the
simple
process.
sells, fancy fails. So it's like, just do simple shit. Yeah. Stop trying to overcomplicate it. And it's like, that reminder is something that I need often because I'm like, I have this grand like world I want to build with all this stuff. And it's like, start with step 1 and build a fucking landing page.
Right. Yeah.
Like start here.
Just do
capture
it.
information.
Don't anything else.
Yes.
I remember when I hired a coach, one of the first things I was struggling with trying to do everything at once and didn't have the time to lead generate. And I knew I should have been making 10 phone calls a day and put in notes in the database and all that stuff. And I remember the first thing she had me do was I just want you to call 2 people for the next week, once, per day, just 2 people.
Yep.
Don't do 10, just 2, put it in your database, make notes. And it was so like relieving, like, okay, someone finally gave me permission to just do just a little bit of something I'm not doing at all.
Right.
Because I know I have to do 10 or more.
Right.
And just doing the 2 made me want to do more.
Yeah.
And I was able to like knock out 10. Okay, just do 2. Because you get in the habit, you just start getting momentum going.
Yep. And then you get comfortable doing the right things. Right. I think people have a hard time getting out of their initial comfort zone.
Yeah.
But once they do, it's like the sky's the limit.
Yep. It's all about momentum, baby.
Momentum. Anyway, that's what I've been, I try to use AI not in like world-changing ways, but I'm like, here's my small optimizations I need. Help me just like from 1 to 10, what should I be working on? And then let's dive into 1, how we get to that. So just little things.
Right on.
Yeah, it's great.
Well, congratulations on your success.
Thank you.
I hope your guarantees get you more money, more business.
Yeah.
And more private time with your wife. Because that's what you need.
Is it?
I don't know. I don't know your home life. You never invite us anymore. We got to go, guys.
Hey, don't forget about our free investor mastermind.
Yeah. We got the links in the description. The real links.
The real links.
I had to remind Grok, like, can you actually put the link in it? He's like, oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Grok writes our, no longer ChatGPT. Grok now writes our descriptions in case you guys need to know that.
Cool.
They're like, we already knew. It did not look human wrote.
We should paste that link other places too. Like I want to start making all my things talk to each other a lot better.
Yeah. Yeah. I still got to build out that community. All I've really done was just put the coffee hour on there.
Cool.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Let us know if you have an idea for a future episode, or if you know you'd like to be a guest, or you think we should have a guest on that you know of. feel free to get involved is what I'm saying.
Yeah, we love it.
We'd love to help out. Or you're just going to hear us ramble.
We'll do that too.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much for checking out the Investor Shed podcast. If you enjoyed your time, make sure to leave a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Follow along on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at The Investor Shed for shorts and promos about each episode. Do you want to be a guest or know someone who has great real estate investing advice and stories? Reach out to us at theinvestorshed@gmail.com.